Greetings, men of honor. Chris Wallace here, advisor to men. Allow me to link for you the matrix, or the system, or the elites of government and capitalism to bring these forces near to your hearts and minds. By now you realize you are the expendable male. It is men who die at war, on the job, and in prisons. It is Mother Nature and Father Culture. It is men who build cultures and women who stress test them on everyone's behalf. This discussion makes me think of the great Jungian analyst Esther Harding in her book Women's Mysteries, published in 1954, where she writes of the sacrifice of the son, explaining that the myth relates that when her son reaches manhood, he is sacrificed not in spite of her love and protective care, but by the edict and consent of his mother. The young man is sometimes killed in mythology by an animal, which represents the fierce and primitive aspect of the goddess herself, just as Adonis was attacked by a bear, an earlier form of Aphrodite, his mother. Attis himself castrated and killed himself because he was struck mad by his mother Cybele. Horus was wounded, perhaps even slain, but Set, whom Isis would not destroy but released after he had been brought to her in bonds. In these myths, the mother is not one. She is dual. She has two aspects. In her light aspect, she's compassionate, filled with maternal love and pity. In her dark aspect, she is fierce and terrible, and will not tolerate the childish dependence of the son. For his softness and clinging undermine her, just as her over-solicitude undermines him. To my way of thinking, the grand undermining of freedoms now taking place across the world is a perversion of masculine order, and they fall into the destructive forces of the devouring mother. It is the insatiable egalitarianism of a highly feminized society now filled with dark maternal energy being turned against its own children. In this return to chaos, the personality disordered types who thrive in darkness team up and combine to swoop in mostly unopposed, operating in this great vacuum of male weakness. They take advantage of your ignorance and apathy, your neediness and confusion to rip at the body of freedom built by the sweat of brow and the spilling of blood from your forebears, acting gleefully like vultures over dead carrion. This is a battle of the collective unconscious and the hero's journey. It is a time of the dark night of the soul. What looms ahead is a battle for masculine destiny, of order versus chaos, and the triumph of good over the dark forces of evil. Or perhaps you have forgotten your history, my fellow defenders. It is only men unburdened by the caregiver spirit who hold reserves of power and love in defense of meaning and freedom for us all. Be one of those men. It is you and I who stand in the way of our own martyrdom, of our feminized enslavement by chaos. For what makes a man is his ability to defend. If a man cannot defend, someone must defend for him. Only there is no one coming to rescue you. It's you and me, or it's nothing. You and I are the last bastion of defense against tyranny and weakness. Make this your singular pursuit, my brothers in arms and in spirit and in soul. For the boy must leave the mother to become a man. The world desperately needs you. It needs her powerful men. Defend, deliver, and decide, but by all means, defend. Thank you for listening.